Hi Siri.
Good evening, Adam. How can I help?
Remind me to edit this video tomorrow, first thing in the morning.
Okay, added.
I love macOS, and in this video, I'm going to show you all the tips and tweaks that you can do to speed up your Mac, to optimize your Mac, and to get your workflow in the most efficient way possible. Hey guys, my name is Adam Lash and welcome to another WYS by Adam Lash. Let's talk about macOS today. Alright, so I'm going to be showing you a bunch of tips and tricks, the favorite tips and tricks that I use almost every day on my Mac right here. And I want to share these tips, actually secrets, with you because I want you to make the most out of your Macs. Now, Mac operating system is one of the best operating systems in the world, and in my humble opinion, I still think it's way better than Windows and other operating systems for that matter. But that's just my humble opinion. Without further ado, let's get started with the first tip. The first thing that I'm going to talk about is Istat Menus. If you don't know what that is, stop what you're doing and immediately download Istat Menus because I think it's the most important app you can have on a Mac. So let's go ahead and start Istat Menus. This is the first time I'm starting it. Of course, you can download it from the App Store. Just go to Apple's App Store and you can download it, but right now I'm not signed in, so you can find Istat Menus on the App Store. Istat Menus. There it is. So if you don't have it, Istat Menu 6, go ahead and download it. It's a third-party app, but it's the best third-party app that you can see on a Mac. So it's going to ask you enable open at login. Yes, open at login, start. And you're going to see all these things here. I made a full review on Istat Menus. I'll leave a link here in the description. Istat Menus gives you all of these important notifications and all this important information about your GPU, your CPU, your memory, your disks, your networks, your sensors. The reason why it's important is because you can diagnose problems. You can know exactly what's going on under the hood. So for example, right now my temperature is the highest temperature I have. It's picking up 56 degrees Celsius. It's also telling you your battery sensor. These are important as well. All of these are the important temperature sensors. So you can tell what is going on with your Mac. And you can find out about all the intensive apps and the processes that are being used on your computer. So for example, these are the processes right now, the CPU. Again, check that link that I've left in the description on Istat Menus if you want the full review on this app. You see this, I don't like, what's a dock without the magnification factor? So immediately go to System Settings, go to Dock. So that's the first thing I do, go to Dock and Menu Bar, and then increase the size and the magnification, turn that on. So once you do that, I love it like this. It becomes easier to select the app that you want. And also, you can minimize into the application icon. And if you want to hide the dock, that's also a great option. I like to hide it, so you can automatically hide the dock like this. Now, I have a special trick that I like to use to show the dock faster. You see this, there's a little lag, maybe like 1 or 2 seconds lag. I don't like this. I want the dock to show instantly. So what I do is I go to Terminal, so type Terminal. Oh, by the way, this is called the Spotlight Search. I love this thing. All what you got to do is you press Command Spacebar on your keyboard, and then you type whatever you want. Now, Spotlight Search, speaking of which, I'm going to talk about this more in depth. Spotlight Search is what makes Mac very special in comparison to Windows. It's way better than Windows in my opinion because of the Spotlight Search. So you can start programs. So for example, if I write Word, it would find it immediately for me. Or you can start anything you want. You can search for files, start programs, even do some sort of commands. So let's go ahead and type Terminal. So start Terminal. I want you to enter this command. I'm going to leave a link in the description again. Defaults right com.apple.Dock. Autohide-delay load 0. If I press enter, it's going to go ahead and remove that delay from the dock. So once you press enter, you're going to have to restart the dock, which means you're going to have to log out and log back in. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's log out. So let's go ahead and log out and log back in. I'm going to log out right now. All right, guys, now that we logged back in, let's go ahead and test the dock to see if it shows up instantaneously. And it does. How amazing is that, man? I love this thing. Check this out. Whoop. Whoop. So that's the first thing I like to do with any kind of new Mac, new computer that I get, or maybe after creating a new account. I like to do these kind of steps. These steps tweak my computer, so I'm giving you my secrets and my tips and my tweaks. I want to share them with you so that you can benefit as well. So that was the first thing I did. And now I want to fix this trackpad because it's really annoying me. All right, let's go ahead and do some tweaks for the trackpad. Go to System Preferences, go to Trackpad, and here you're going to see tap to click. Make sure this thing is turned on because otherwise you're going to have to like click on the trackpad physically like this. So this is your trackpad. You have to click on it like that. You cannot tap like this, which is very annoying because sometimes, most of the time, you just want to simply tap. You don't want to click, even though this has force touch, but you don't want to go ahead and do that. You just want to tap. And this is how you do it with tap to click right there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and check tap to click. And now I can simply tap things. So let's test it. I'm going to tap this. I'm tapping. I'm not clicking. I'm tapping. There you go. And it works. Great. That was the first thing. The second thing I change is the tracking speed. Oh God, this is so slow for me. I mean, this boils down to personal preference. Maybe it's not that slow for you, but for me, it is. So I'm going to change the tracking speed. I like to keep it just before the end. So, no, wait a minute. That's too fast. I like to keep it right there. This is good enough for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On the 7th level here, 3 levels before the maximum level, which is the fastest tracking speed. I like to keep it like this because now it's much more responsive. I can just simply drag my finger and it's much more responsive. The next trick I'm going to teach you is force click. Now, force click is turned on by default, and one of the most amazing things about Macs is their built-in dictionary. And I use this, I swear to God, I use this every single day because I like to look up words, look up synonyms, look up things in the thesaurus. So what you got to do is open your Spotlight search again by pressing Command Spacebar and type any word you want. But first of all, you have to activate your dictionary. So let's go ahead and activate the dictionary for the first time. I am starting the dictionary. All right, there it is. So now let's test it. Suppose I am writing the word hello. You can see that it's going to give you the immediate definitions. But suppose you were reading something on the internet. Okay, I just started Safari. Let's try to find a word. Suppose I don't know the meaning of this word right here. I don't know the meaning of the word included. So what force touch does, this option right here, force click. What force click does with haptic feedback, when you press firmly, you can choose quick look, look up, and other kind of media controls. So if I'm going to keep pressing it, you see there pops up this menu, just press continue, and now you get the dictionary. This is the best thing I like about Macs. Unfortunately, Windows still does not have a built-in dictionary. Shame on you, Windows. Man, I love Windows as well. Don't get me wrong. I have a Razer Blade laptop, but it doesn't have this option. You're going to have to resort to third-party apps, install third-party apps like Free Dictionary, the premium version. It's my favorite so far, if you want to do that on Windows. But with Mac, you have this. I no longer keep force click, and I have a reason for that. If you do this, let me show you on the trackpad. If you do the haptic, the force click, you have to press it and then depress it like this. Press it firmly. And then if you do that, you're going to get the menu. You see that? You're going to get the menu. Now, I no longer use this. And I'll tell you why. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes, unfortunately, Mac does not properly detect the word. So it does not properly select the word like this. Now it's working fine. Let me test it. Yeah, now it's working fine. But sometimes it doesn't work. So that's why I'm going to show you my other trick, which is to go here to Accessibility, Pointer Control, and then go to Trackpad Options. Now, this is my favorite trick on the Mac. With this, and I miss this by the way a lot when I use a Windows laptop, turn on Enable Dragging with 3-finger drag. And what that does, okay, let's just press OK. What that does is now you can use your 3 fingers like this to drag anything quickly. Now I'm going to try to drag this. Now the normal way of dragging something on the Mac is to press it like this with the thumb, and then to drag it with the index finger like that. That's how you typically drag a window on a Mac. Or you can firmly press the window like this and then drag it. So you got two options. That's the traditional way of doing it. Doing either like this or like this. And both of them I find to be incredibly inefficient. Now this is the best part, the three-finger drag. Once you get used to this, your life becomes so much easier. Check this out. How amazing is that? So now you can tap with one finger and you can immediately drag with three fingers. So everything becomes really efficient with the Mac. So that is one of the most important things I like to do, which is to enable dragging with the three-finger drag option. Make sure you enable that. You have to go to pointer control. Now that we have our dragging and our track speed and our force touch enabled, oh, by the way, speaking of force touch, I'm going to show you the second option that I like to use that replaces force touch, because sometimes, like I said, force touch does not work, does not properly select the words. So you can also do the three-finger tap. Once you tap with three fingers, you're going to get that menu, that pop-up again, the dictionary pop-up, which is something that I love. Now typically the normal way of doing this is to select, so you double click or double tap, and then this is how you right click, by the way, with the Mac, with the two fingers. You right click and then you tap, look up the word, and that's how you get it, which is incredibly inefficient. So the best way to do it, apart from the force touch, which is to press it firmly like this until you feel it, you kind of feel it clicking. This is what I do instead of doing the force click with a haptic feedback. I like to select this one. Force click, no, tap with three fingers. So that's how I look up any kind of word with three fingers now. So now it's activated. I can tap with the three fingers to look up a word. So for example, let's say this word. I'm tapping now with the three fingers. Check this out. Now I'm dragging, you see here, I'm dragging with the three fingers. And now let's look up with three fingers. There you go. See? Three fingers. All right, so I got some text here. Let's see if it's going to work. I'm going to use the three fingers instead of deep clicking. I'm not going to use force touch or force click. I'm just going to use the three button or the three finger lookup like this. There you go. So first you highlight the word by double clicking on it, and then you do the three finger thing. But sometimes it works immediately without highlighting the word itself. There you go. So you see, guys, that's the reason why I like to use this option, which is the lookup with tapping by three fingers instead of force clicking, because it works almost all the time. So let's say this is a word right here. I'm going to use the three taps. There you go. It works like a charm. Works like a charm. But sometimes it doesn't work, and even if that happens, you just select the word by double tapping and then use the three fingers, tap with three fingers, and there you go. You get it immediately like this. But if you use the force click option, let's say I selected it now, and you see sometimes it doesn't work, and unfortunately I'm not sure why. Oh, by the way, this is the Istat menu video that I told you about. Check this out. It's a very interesting video if you want to find out more about Istat menus. Speaking of YouTube videos, here is a trick that I think some people or many people know by now, because it's been out for, the touch bar has been out for a few number of years, since 2016. I love the touch bar, and I don't know why a lot of people hate it. I still like it. Yeah, it's not necessary. It may feel like a gimmick sometimes, but it's really nice. Like, for example, look at this video right now. I can simply use the scrubber to change the location of the video, but that's not exactly why I like it. Sometimes when you have an ad, believe it or not, you can skip the ad with the scrubber on the touch bar. It doesn't work all the time. I mean, some ads you can't skip, but most of the other ads you can. So let's go ahead and try to play some video, for example. Let's say I want to play this video. Ah, there you go. There's an ad. Does it work now? Unfortunately, no, you can't. All right, so now you know about the touch bar. It doesn't work all the time. Before, it used to work all the time. You can easily skip all the ads on YouTube by just doing that on the touch bar. But now I think it works like half the time. It doesn't work on Chrome. It only works on Safari. So that's like one of the nice tricks you can have on the Mac. I'm going to miss the touch bar when the new MacBook Pros come out, because rumor has it that they're going to get rid of the touch bars. We're no longer going to see the touch bars pretty soon. So the next trick I want to show you is Siri. Siri is incredibly useful once you understand how to use Siri for your daily tasks. So for example, right now, suppose I want to set up a reminder. You don't have to use your phone for that. If you have an iPhone, or even if you have an Android phone, if you connect it to your calendar, speaking of calendars, let's open my calendar right here. So this is the calendar, okay? Connect your email to that calendar, including your Gmail, and if you tell Siri to do something, whether it's a reminder or an event or to schedule a meeting, let's say for example I'm going to schedule a meeting for tomorrow. Let's go ahead and do that with Siri. If you're wondering how I'm doing that, you can press this button right here. Schedule an appointment for me tomorrow at 12 p.m.
I scheduled your appointment for tomorrow from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m.
And the best thing I really like about Siri, I don't understand why people say that Google Assistant is more accurate. I completely disagree. Siri is the most accurate voice assistant for me, at least in my humble opinion. I've tried Google Assistant, I've tried Bixby, and I've tried Alexa, and I've tried the other ones. I think that Siri is the most accurate. She picks up what I say just like that. Most of the time, she does not make mistakes. Whereas Google Assistant, oh my God, she drives me crazy. She does not understand most of the things I tell her. She does not understand certain words, but Siri almost does all the time. But Siri does almost all the time. So let's tell her, for example, to remind me to do something. Remind me to edit this video tomorrow morning.
Done.
There you go. But not only that, Siri has a lot of things that he or she can do. My Siri right now is a male version, so okay, I'm going to tell Siri to show me the things that he can do. Show me the things that you can do.
I'm here to help. Get to know Siri at apple.com.
These are the things that you can ask Siri for. You can make calls, but you have to have FaceTime for that. I don't have FaceTime. You can send messages. It doesn't work here in the UAE, but it works elsewhere. That's very nice. You can send messages. You can find out what's the weather. So let's go ahead and ask, what is the weather today?
It's currently clear and 36 degrees.
Okay, in Dubai it's 36 degrees right now. You can also get directions, by the way, using the map. You can play music. You can find your Apple device. You can control your home with Siri. One of the best features I like about Siri is the ability to answer questions. So for example, I like to use Siri to convert currency. Okay, so let's say for example, convert 50 US dollars to AED.
It's 183 dirhams and 64 fulas.
Just like that, in a second. Siri gives you the conversion factor. And speaking of conversion, here's another trick. Go to your Spotlight by, again, pressing Command Spacebar, and you can type the amount there. So for example, I'm going to type $50, and it gives you the currency conversion automatically right there. $50 is 183 dirhams. So how cool is that? So guys, make sure that you use Siri. Once you combine Siri with your everyday tasks, with your workflow, with the way you use your Mac, I promise you it's going to be much, much more efficient, and you're going to love it. But you're going to have to get used to Siri first. You're going to have to set it up. For my next tip, I want to show you how to speed up your Mac. One of the tricks that you can use is to go to System Preferences. So you want to find out what is starting up when you boot up your Mac. Go to Users and Groups, and here you're going to find the list of your users. Let's select this one. Go to Login Items. Make sure that you don't have any apps that open automatically when you log in, any unnecessary apps. Now this is a brand new account that I created. That's why it doesn't have any apps. So right now you can't see it because this is a brand new account. But if I go to my other account, you're going to see things like Adobe Creative Suite. But that's okay because that's important. I need Adobe to load up when I start up the computer, when I log in. But make sure that other programs are not here because that's going to slow down your computer. You can easily remove them by pressing on this minus sign right here. Make sure you do this. That's going to speed up your computer. For my next trick, I want to show you something that I like to use every single day, which is SideCar. I made a full video on this, how to use SideCar, what it's about, what are the special features for SideCar. But I want to show you this as part of my workflow, as part of the tips and tricks for using a Mac quickly. So before you can use SideCar, you have to make sure that your Bluetooth and your Wi-Fi are turned on and both devices are connected to the same Bluetooth, to the same network. And also make sure that you're signed into your Apple ID on both devices. So let's go ahead and turn on SideCar. And the way you do it is you go here, right here, you click on that button right there. It looks like the iPhone menu. You go to Display and Connect to iPad. And once you do that, your iPad becomes a magical second screen. How cool is that? Check this out. I mean, I can do a lot of amazing things. Let's say I open Premiere right here, and I open Word. And right now, this is the ultimate productivity. So I have, let's say, Word right here, and look how cool that is. You can easily drag them between windows like that. And I have Premiere. So you could be working on one window here on one app, and you can also multitask here on the iPad, which is pretty cool. One of the things that I like to do when I get a new computer or create a new account, again, is to activate dark mode. Now, this may not be for everyone. It boils down to personal preference. For me, I like it. There's an easy way now to do it, which is just to go right here. You can toggle, switch between dark mode and the light mode by going here to display and right there. So you can turn it on or you can turn it off. I mean, this is off right now, so let's open Finder. It looks like this. And if you want to turn on dark mode immediately, you can just go back to display and turn it on. So it's going to turn black like that. And I love it. For my next tip, I love doing this as well. Dynamic wallpapers. Unfortunately, Windows does not have that. I don't know why. I love this option in Macs. So the wallpaper dynamically changes according to the time of the day. Go to Desktop and Screensaver. All right, and there it is. So these are the dynamic desktops that you can choose from. So let's select this, for example, and there you go. Or you can select this one or that one. Now you can see that it's nighttime. Okay, let's zoom in here so you can understand what I'm talking about. You see, these are the different parts of the day. At nighttime, it's going to look like this. Dusk's going to look like that. Midday's going to look like that. So, and so on. It's amazing. It dynamically changes according to the time of the day. So let's go keep it back on this. I love it. I really do. Unfortunately, Windows does not have this option, but there are some workaround solutions for that. Try it. I think you're going to love it. For the next tip, I want to show you something very interesting, but I don't have a lot of folders and files right now because this is a brand new account. However, I just want you to understand the concept, which is using stacks. Make sure that you turn this on. It's off by default, but turn it on. And what this does is that once you have a lot of files, it adds them under different categories. So let me show you how that's going to look like. Right now I don't have many files, but let me show you how that's going to look like. It's going to look something like this. So the files are going to be organized. All your documents are going to be organized under documents, your images, your presentations, your spreadsheets, and so on. So you can group the stacks by kind, such as images or PDFs, or by date, okay, or by date created, or by date last opened, or Finder tag. It's amazing. It fixes the clutter on your desktop, because I know how lazy you are. You're not going to get off your butt and clean up your Mac. So for the lazy people out there, and even for the people that have serious organization skills, using stacks is one of the best features for macOS. It really organizes your life. You have to try it. Let your Mac organize everything according to these stacks. The reason why it's called stacks is because it groups these files together under certain categories. They're on top of each other. Try it. I think you're going to love it. And that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching this video. Now, if you like this video, give it a like. And if you really like this video, subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in the next one.